Hello everyone, and welcome to Colony's Early Stage Program video series. Colony's Early Stage Program allows CLY stakers through nests, which are investment pools, to have access to early stage projects building on Avalanche before IDOs and take part in the funding process in its most opportunist phases, seed and private rounds, thus creating an opportunity that was previously open to VCs and angel investors alone. In this video, we will be discussing the third step of Colony's early stage investment process, which is investment committee. Projects that performed well on deal flow and analysis phases, gathered enough USDC commitments through their dedicated nests, and have an average score above 2/5 are able to move to the third phase, which is investment committee. During investment committee, parameters such as vesting, deal conditions, meaning the final funding amount through Colony, which is the final ticket size that you can see here, are set, reviewed, and agreed upon from both Colony and the concerned project prior to validating the funding. So, it is during the investment committee phase that the arbitration will happen between the amount raised in the nest that you can see here under USDC committed by CLY stakers, and the project's need, which is Colony's initial funding target, under the title Colony Rise Target over the app. So, once the arbitration is done, users will be able to see their seed or private confirmed allocation that you can find over here. Before we jump into what kind of interactions you can have with projects during investment committee, allow me to explain Colony's anti-whale mechanism. On Colony, your CLY staked, and thus your total amount of ON tokens do not correlate directly with your maximum available allocation in a seed or private sale. Because if it did, the entire premise of whale resistance would fall apart. Big whales would receive the largest allocations, and the token distribution would definitely spiral towards centralization. Since we subscribe to the ethos of inclusiveness, there are no minimum required to participate in Colony's early stage program, and we've implemented an anti-whale mechanism to ensure the broadest possible participation and prevent the sales from being dominated by large holders. We've designed it in a way to make it the most fair system for both small holders and large ones. Now let's talk nest interactions during investment committee. In addition to checking your confirmed seed or private allocation over here, you can also claim your ON tokens excess with a penalty in case you've committed ON tokens that you did not exchange for USDC during analysis phase. And that's why it's extremely important during analysis phase to commit your entire max USDC contribution to match your locked ON tokens, so you will automatically receive your ON tokens directly back into your wallet and you won't have to claim them on investment committee with this penalty. You can also claim USDC excess if the nest capital, meaning if the total USDC committed by the community, is far more superior to the project's final ticket size, which is not the case here for Air2D2. There are different scenarios that can happen during the arbitration process. First scenario, Colony and the concerned project might decide to increase the initial funding target, like for Air2D2. This is possible if the nest has been oversubscribed and if there is still some capacity, let's say, in the fundraising round of the project. Regarding the second scenario, the project might want to keep the same funding target and not go beyond Colony's initial raise target, such as Insta-AVAX. We've even managed to go beyond 1 million interest, but the project wanted to keep the 200K as the final ticket size. The third scenario, a project can decide alongside Colony to decrease the initial funding target if, let's say, there hasn't been many USDC committed and we didn't reach the initial funding target. And the fourth scenario, which has a very low probability of happening, and that is if a project's funding is completely cancelled. A project's funding can get cancelled for various reasons, such as the project changing their entire concept or the funding deal, meaning tokenomics, vesting, etc. In this case, user will be able to redeem their entire USDC committed on a very specific view for refunds on early stage menu. Once arbitration is done, final ticket size is defined, vesting parameters are set, these projects will move to Colony's portfolio section. On Colony's portfolio section, users will be able to check their CE tokens, which represent their entire allocation in a seed or private sale deal, and start interacting with our liquid vesting mechanism. This mechanism allows users to trade their locked early allocation that is subject to a long vesting due to the sale being private or seed. And our liquid vesting solution is designed to make the primary markets much more liquid and offer investors one of the most awaited features, the tradability of locked tokens. Stay tuned for our next video on portfolio section.